On today's video, we have a brand new epic commander in Rise of Kingdoms, Kiera from Synergies Crisis. I'm super excited. We finally get some more epic commanders. Only one, but one is better than nothing. In this video, we're going to talk about her. Everything you need to know about her, how to unlock her, how to summon her, how to level her up, what is she going to be used for, talent trees, skills, everything along the way, so you have a first glance at Kiera, the brand new epic commander in Rise of Kingdoms. So, what else can be said? Sit back, drop a like on the video. Let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. I'm super stoked we finally get an epic commander, brand new epic commander in game, Kiera. She wasn't announced in the update patch, but bam, there she is. We're in the current Kingdom 2 account because turns out that to get her, you need to have Synergies Crisis. That is right. In Synergies Crisis, which is happening in Kingdom 2 right now, you have, as a reward, you can see right there, bam, Kiera sculptures. The way you get those, you click on shop, and for 200 coins, you get one sculpture, 50 available, 2,000 coins will get her unlocked. Now, we don't know yet if you can use generic commander sculptures on her, or will this 50 reset every single time? And the way to max her out will be through Synergies alone. This could be kind of like an Ethelfled type of thing, where the only way to get sculptures is here. And then people have to choose whether or not they want to get this all the time or any of the other awesome rewards within Synergies. Rest in peace, AP potions. With that being said, I am fairly stoked. First of all, it goes to show that perhaps this is another future commander and this is another future commander, and these guys are too. They both look like the bosses from the barbarian camp in the barbarian keeps. So I'm fairly stoked. Barbarian keeps and barbarian towers, whatever they're called. I'm so stoked we get a new epic commander. Let's go over her really quickly and see what her skills are, what her trees are, and all that good stuff. So she's an archer peacekeeping skill commander. Very, very interesting. Another peacekeeper for us to have. And let's go over her skills briefly, talk about them, and see what we do after that. So the first skill, Dance of Flame Tongue. 1,000 damage required. It's an active skill, and it deals damage to up to 3 enemies in a forward-facing fan shape with direct damage factor of 500 all the way up to 1,000. Damage dealt to all targets will be decreased by 15% for each additional enemy. This is really, really interesting. So if you hit one enemy, it'll give you full damage. And if you hit 2 enemies, negative 15%. If you hit 3 enemies, negative 30%. This is really, really cool. It's a new thing for AoE where area of effect skills are now also affected by the amount of targets you hit. It makes kind of sense in the sense that you shouldn't be able to hit the one target equally as hitting 5 targets in real life, I guess. So I like this. It's a little weird, but I do dig it. It's a nice addition to the game, and it could be the end of future commanders who have AoE like Synergies, where the damage is crazy, the area is crazy. That might not be a thing anymore. Interesting stuff. The second, damage allies or enemies, question mark. A passive skill, troops led, increase damage dealt to barbarians and other neutral units by 5% while battling. And while battling during Synergies Crisis and Ian's Bollards, this increase is at 5%. So this now works for Synergies Crisis or Ian balance, and it adds another 5%. It doesn't say anything. I'm guessing that damage bonus is what they mean right there. So it's 5% first skill, all the way to 35% extra damage to barbarians. And if you're doing Synergies Crisis or Ian's Bollards, damage bonus will be doubled essentially. You'll get 70% damage if she is the commander in the troops. This is making it very, very interesting because up to now, Synergies Crisis was more like the more DPS, the better. Those crazy cons and the I saw Edward Synergies and all that, and now damage bonus might be something you really want to have, if not a primary commander, definitely as a secondary potentially. All right, let's go to the third skill, see what we got there. Ceroli Sharpshooters. Increase attack of archer units by 4% and defense of archer units by 4%. So now it goes up to 10%, archer attack and defense bonus 10%. This is getting a little bit interesting, sending her now with archers. This is a cool little thing because it opens up the possibilities of that Ramses Kiera full archer march for events. It opens the possibility of really making archers more useful in events, which up to now, cavalry were definitely the predominant ones for most types of events. I like this so far. Fourth skill, the mutineer. Passive skill. Normal attacks on the target have a 10% chance to increase their skill damage taken by 30% for 3 seconds. While battling in Ceroli Crisis or Ian's Ballards, the target's increased skill damage will change to 50%. So, normal attacks have a 10% chance to increase skill damage taken of anyone between 30 and 80%. Holy debuffing craziness. She's actually not only a peacekeeping commander, her usability on the field with even an Ethelfled march, an Ethelfled Kiera march seems nasty for debuffs. Oh my goodness. In terms of battle scenarios of Ian Ballard's or Ceroli Crisis, it goes up to 150% skill damage taken. Woo-wee. She is for sure going to be the go-to girl, at least a secondary commander, if not primary, honestly, for this type of events. And she is also a skill commander, which means she pairs so well with a Ramses primary, Kiera primary, Ramses secondary craziness, or Kiera primary anything secondary. She has that skill tree to really buff up those skills of someone like Yi Seong-Ye, someone like Ramses, someone like Edward. All the primary commanders don't really need to be primary anymore. Now, granted, yes, Edward does have his skill tree of his own. No reason to put him in the back. But now she's a viability for a primary commander for archers. Oh, heck yeah, Herman has a friend now. The final skill, the expertise, Undying Flames. This increases the Dance of Flame Tongues buffs. And it goes from, let's see, up to, it deals 3 damage to the same thing, all the way to the same thing, all the way to the same thing to here. And when you expertise it, to enemies that are damaged by this skill, deal continuous damage 200 factor for 2 seconds. So on top of the 1000, it will go up to 1000 plus 402 seconds. Not the most impressive expertise we've ever seen, but an interesting expertise nonetheless, because you're adding even more damage. For an epic commander, I'm watching you. I am watching you. First of all, 10 out of 10 on the commander. You guys know what I'm talking about. But on top of all that, all jokes aside, this is potentially the beginning of something very interesting. She is super strong as a peacekeeper. She is super strong for events like Ceroli and Ian Ballard. But she's fairly stupendously good on the field as well. With the archer attack and defense bonus and skill damage taken increase all the way up to 80%. Her viability as an open field commander, as a debuffing lady, as a sacrificial lamb that joins the ranks of Ethelfled. For the record, K2 account has nothing on her. It's super, super impressive. Having Ethelfled secondary to this girl with the skill tree on her, I mean, you increase everything in here, and on top of that, to make things worse, you do the extra damage in the skill damage taken department. So you already have an Ethelfled march kind of suiciding, quote unquote, helping out other marches with debuffs. This girl is nasty. Now, here comes a small pickle. We play against UCS in Osiris League on Sunday. If they have her available, oy vey, it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. I'm not complaining by any means of the imagination whatsoever. If it comes to that, it comes to that. If If we get Ceroli on Sunday, we quickly try to get her too. If not, and she's available in Osiris League, we are going to see her on the field for sure. For sure. Do I see her as a primary commander? Yes, I definitely do see her as a primary commander. The Archer skill tree is amazingly good, and it's why we talk so much about Edward being a primary commander, why folks are even saying that Yi Song Ye should be a primary commander over Ramses because of that talent tree, that skill talent tree. But Kiera having Archer and skill tree is pretty much the best of both worlds for archers. Add to that she's a peacekeeper. This is gonna get interesting because now folks are gonna have two separate builds for her. A PvP build, which would focus archer skill, and a PvE build, which would focus peacekeeping skill archers a little bit. So I love it. I really do. Now, I have one pickle with all this, and that is related to what I just mentioned. I think Lilith need to reconsider the prices of talent tree resets. I think the talent tree resets need to be a little bit more available in game. And if Lilith want to maintain the dynamic usage of commanders, they need to make it so that talent tree resets are cheaper. I'm not saying free, and I'm not saying 90% cheaper, but I am saying at least a nice 10 to 50% decrease in price. 10% seems a little low. 20 to 50% decrease in price. So that way folks can get it more. And of course, more ways to get it as a free-to-play player through things like the daily rewards that you get. You get those magic boxes if you complete 100 action points, activity points per day, and those have a chance of dropping talent resets. You can of course get them from the Alliance shop as well for fairly cheap. I'm currently not part of any alliance, so I really can't show it to you. Let's go see if we can find a quick public alliance. Here we go. Go to this public alliance, the UCS farm, and then if we go in here into the shop, you'll notice that ooh, these are available too. That's new. I rarely see these in alliances. Interesting. Kingdom 2. Anyone want to leave? There's 2 right here. Talent resets, 150 coins. That's about 3 days worth of coins if you do all your donations and you do the 20,000 coins a day for flag building and stuff like that. Overall, I am very excited to see a new epic commander. I wish there were more, but I am very happy with what I'm seeing. And if we start seeing a little bit more of these once a month, even two a month, something like that, more epics, more dynamic commanders like this one, things are gonna get awesome. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Drop a like on the video before you leave. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell. Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, all of them linked down below. Come say hi, and I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Take care. Peace. Wow, my voice cracked. Again, peace.